you so much, Justin. I'm praying for you, girl. That is the title and message that Nyshell Lawrence is sending to ladies who are lucky enough to get her hands on this new book.
That's right, and that's exactly why she's joining us today on Studio 10 to talk about why this story was so important for her. Welcome back. How are you?
I am great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, we are excited to dive into this book. So tell us a little bit about what it is about and where the title came from, because this is a recent book that you put on your shelves on your birthday.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm Praying for You, Girl is a small collection of poems. The title started out as a hashtag that I was using on Instagram.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes I would just be up in the middle of the night and I would think about different scenarios that women were facing. And I would put a little prayer on Instagram, and at the end, I would say, if you need a friend or a prayer partner or, you know, somebody to connect with, hit my DMs, I'm praying for you, girl. And that's really where it started.
Wow. And look where it is now. That is amazing.
Now, you were telling me a little bit about this book in that a lot of this was inspired by your grandmother. Can you talk to us about some of those memories that you have from her?
Yes, so this is absolutely for and in memory of my grandmother, Bertha Lee Black, who was absolutely my best friend, but also my biggest supporter. She always made me feel like I could do anything, no matter how small something that I did. She acted like it was a really, really big deal, always. So just to have that encouragement from her, and just the way that she was in her lifestyle, she was very resilient. She was definitely a fighter. She didn't really back down from anything, and so I really needed to capture that, and so that's a lot of what you will read, and I'm praying for you, girl.
I love that, and to have her in your corner and to be able to keep her memory right here in this book for years to come is amazing.
Yes.
Is there a certain poem or passage that you have in here that really resonates a lot with you?
Oh, one of my favorites is called Leftovers. And it's actually the last poem that's in here. And it says, baby, hand me the plastic wrap. Mama needs to preserve this moment. Tear me off a piece big enough to cover up this smile. Press in a bit, careful not to rip it. We'll feast on these good memories over the days to come. Been a while since we ate like this. Pray it keep and don't spoil too quick. Folks act like they hate leftovers when most meals taste better the next day anyway.
That was beautiful. And what a way to end the book. That keeps you thinking.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And my grandma loved to cook. So this is a real thing.
Yes,
absolutely.
Exactly. Leftovers do taste better anyway, the next day. In my personal opinion too. So you know, you've been able to put this book out there, especially on your birthday. What's the response been from the community?
It has been phenomenal.
Good.
It's been phenomenal. There were so many pre-orders, so many people that came in the day for that celebration, and then just the feedback after people have read it, saying that they can resonate with the poems that are in here and how they just really speak to like where they are in life right now. It's really an honor.
Yeah,
I love this. Well, it's certainly a celebration, but it's definitely not easy to do because not only did you write this book, you self-published it, plus you own and run Socialite Society. So what was the hardest part about putting this together, and what advice do you have for other women as well who want to self-publish?
Yes, so the hardest part is really believing that you have a story that is worth publishing, that's worth documenting, publishing, and putting out there. A lot of times we come up with ideas and they're great in our head, but when we go to start putting it down on paper, it gets real, right? And it's hard to do. So just having that belief that it's worth doing and it's worth accomplishing. This is something that I dreamed of like over the past 3 or 4 years, and it took me that long to say, okay, girl, get it together. And get it out there. And then another thing is we tend to edit ourselves as we write. And so we try to censor what we're going to put out there. And so my biggest advice is whatever that idea is, just get it down on paper. We can edit it later. We can go back and take things out later, but just get it down there.
Love that, and thank you for that piece of advice, because that's not the only advice you're giving us.
No.
Stay with us after the break. Nyshell is going to give us more books that we can add to our reading list, so stay with us.